Hey guys, welcome to another video at Sweevel's Garage. So, figured we'd talk on the way to the shop. So, I'm driving there. We're gonna figure out this Shelby today. I don't care how long I'm there, we're gonna figure it out. So, it's Saturday. I've had the car for over a month now, and the shop's been super busy, so I don't really get much time to work on it. But let's cover some of your guys' comments quick in the last video. A ton of you guys are saying it's fuel or spark. Guys, this thing is stuck in forced idle mode from an instantaneously fault. So when I delete the code that makes it into a forced idle, it instantaneously comes on without turning the car over. So it has nothing to do with fuel or spark. You guys might think that because when I turn it over, it doesn't start right away, but the car is in forced idle. So it's cutting fuel and spark by itself. So until we figure out why that code is on, it's gonna do that. So 90% of you guys are wrong. But anyways, the code is P2104, throttle body. So I've been hunting down the throttle body wires lately, trying to figure it out. And they all ohm tested right. So right now when we go to the shop, we're gonna load test them. So when you ohm test them, if one strand of wire is still there, it's still gonna ohm out at 0. So we're gonna load test it, because if there's one strand or a pinch or something, it's not gonna work. So that's how we're gonna start first, is load test all the wires to the throttle body. If that all checks out, then we're gonna have to dive deeper. But I'll show you a few scenes prior to today that I've kind of been working on the car, just shot in the dark kind of stuff. And also, some of you guys that say keep throwing parts at it, it'll figure it out. I've been collecting Mustangs for a while now, and all those parts were just in my parts bin. So I didn't really pay for anything except the throttle body and the intake air temp sensor, which was $17. So $88 throttle body, $17 intake air temp sensor, oh well. But the cam and crank sensor and that stuff, that was just in my parts bin. So let's get to the shop and figure this car out, because obviously the Super Stink video has been out now, and I need some money back in the bank account. So we got to get this thing running and driving, do some burnouts, make sure she's good, and send her down the road. So I got the stripes in the back seat. They showed up, so we got to put the stripes on, and the car's gonna look pretty dang good. So I cleaned it up pretty good. Looks really good now. It actually looks like it has 37,000 miles. Let's cover that also. Everyone that says it's not actual miles, it's a 2008 with 8 owners and a clean Carfax with no flaws. Every time it changes owners, you gotta document the miles, even if there's no maintenance. The miles are correct. The car has just been beat to hell. Like, not every car in the world is a show car queen. Clearly, when you look underneath the car, how dirty it is. I live in South Dakota. It's probably driven in the winter by one of the owners. Somebody probably bought it as their dream car and couldn't afford it, and just used it pretty roughly, knowing that they had to sell it eventually. Like, not every car is a show car where you get home and you clean it. Some guys daily drive this stuff. They go to work every day and hate life, and they just take out the abuse on the car. It is true 37,000 mile car. And the chips in the back, one comment had a good point. When you go to burnout contests, sometimes they like shut doors behind you so debris and stuff don't hit the crowd. So maybe it was in a burnout contest and rocks and stuff got thrown up, hit the fence and back at the car, or maybe it was on the trailer backwards. So that's kind of how the front or the back chips are. The front of the car, it was obviously raced a lot in its life. The fuel line shows it had a Kenny Bell on it, and that's why the hood is cut. So it had a big Kenny Bell before. The car just had a rough life, period. So yeah, it's 37,000 miles. The interior is really nice. The bolster wear, somebody said maybe one of the owners was fat. Not all of us get into our car nice, and if the car's been beat like it is, he's not gonna get in the car without worrying about damage, because he didn't give a crap about the car anyway. So let's get to the shop and get this thing running. I just had to clear up a few things with quite a few commenters. There she is, boys. I'm very shocked nobody commented and asked why there's no mirrors on the car. When the Super Snake mirror cap flew off, I came here late at night and took the mirrors off this since it's easy to get to. You don't even got to take the door panel off. You just got to pop the little cap, you know. Came here late so I can make that car show. So if you guys were wondering but didn't comment, that's kind of why it doesn't have mirrors. So it's finally going back on there because I got the mirror cap fixed. Well guys, the shipping company just got here. Gonna drop the wheels off for what were for this. Now I might just keep them, but let's get these things unloaded. I don't know if you can lower the top jacks.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna. It's gonna be lighter. Just take it off.
Sweet.
All Mustangs?
Yeah, you like Mustangs?
Yeah. My favorite Mustang is a 93 GT.
I had a 93 Cobra, but I sold it.
Oh, yeah?
Wow, guys, look at these wheels. If you guys know, these have been discontinued for years. I got these from the guy. He said that they were mint condition, but I was not expecting them to actually be mint condition. So, like I said a few times, I bought the Super Snake in the next episode, but I wasn't looking for one and I didn't think I'd ever own one. And I bought these for the white one in the meantime because I was gonna make a clone. So as these were in the mail, I found the Super Snake that you'll see in the next video. And yeah, now I don't have a use for these. So I thought about just putting these on my Super Snake and taking those wheels off to keep them perfect so I never curb them or anything. But if you guys know, these wheels are so expensive that I just don't want to be out that money just to save my wheels, I guess. So if you guys are in the market, hit me up. I'm sure I'll still have them. So I don't even know if I'm going to post them yet. But do your research before you hit me up. These are not cheap. And I did not get a deal on these. So just wanted you guys to admire how good they look. Back on the Shelby on a Friday, have a little time in between primer on this 370Z. But anyways, I just started looking things over and I noticed that there's this aftermarket stuff here, newer black tape over here. So kind of went like this quick and I see it's all black taped. So there's no way it can be this easy. I don't know how me and my brother could have missed looking over this, but I'm gonna rip all this stuff off and take a look at this. But if there's a wire that's in trouble, this kind of screams that it's in here. Well guys, that might have been factory, I don't know, but nothing looks terrible in there. But I did start just going at it and I did find a wire that isn't factory. You can see there and down here. So I'm gonna cut this wire, connect a new wire right there to the two and see if it changes anything. Because when I go to my wiring thing, it says brown and white is throttle position. This is brown and pink, but I don't see a brown and white anywhere. So maybe the wiring diagram isn't perfect, but we gotta try it. So that's what I'm about to do. Okay guys, you guys are caught up. Those are some videos I took this last week when I was trying to get it running, but now we're gonna load test the wires like I said in the beginning. So this wire is gonna go to the pinout on the ECU. The battery's unhooked. We're gonna go to the pinout, and then we're gonna run a positive to that side. And if there's any like small strands, this thing's not gonna want to light up. It has to be an older halogen. You can use like a window motor too, but this is just easier for me. I had it laying around. So, because like I said, when you ohm test it, if there's one little strand there, it's gonna ohm test good, but it might not carry the load resistance that you need. So kind of a shot in the dark, but we're gonna try it. And then if this doesn't work, I'm gonna do this to the whole harness just to make sure that, like, if you do this to the whole harness, you're 100% sure it's not the harness, but let's get to it. Okay guys, got the wiring diagram here. As you can see, the throttle body, all the wires go straight to the ECU, so we don't gotta worry about any modules or anything. So like I said, hook the battery up, gotta jump to that, and then the ground to the light, and then the light, we're gonna go to the pin. So when I hit this pin, number 51 for the blue and yellow, it should light up. So 51 is right here, and there it is. So that wire's good. So now we got to do the orange one, which is right here. So we stab that one, come over here and switch it. It's not doing anything. So let's make sure I'm in the right one here. Nope, I'm not. It's right here. So that one's good too. So now we got to do the 4 other ones. It goes pretty quick once you're set up, so let's keep going. Well guys, just did the whole throttle body, all 6 wires. They all worked good. So we're gonna move on and try the intake air temp sensor, since it's kind of on the same circuit. Maybe that thing's shorted out, causing the throttle body code, I don't know, but it's close. There's only 2 wires, so I'm gonna find those in the wiring diagram and try these quick. It's been a couple hours. I threw everything at it, the whole kitchen sink. I'm out of ideas. I started by doing the load test. Everything was fine. Put the old computer back in it, but I guess Ford must pull the stuff out to put the new one in because it was in theft mode, so I couldn't try the old one. So I put this one back in, and then I tried some stuff with the throttle body, didn't work, and then I put new coils in it because I had them laying around, and that didn't work. And then when I was messing over here, watch this. See that? So I might have to eat my words. Maybe it could be fuel. I don't know. A guy locally has some rails, but he won't let me borrow them. So that kind of sucks. But anyways, after I seen the leak, I kind of ignored it. I started unhooking stuff under the hood. That didn't work. And the throttle body, I figured I'd put the TPS sensor on here, on the original one. And I put that on there, and I couldn't even get it to idle anymore. So the throttle bodies have more to do with it than we think. So I put it back, this one back in there, and it started right up. So these throttle bodies are super finicky, kind of from what I'm learning. So maybe it needs an OEM one. I know I bought an aftermarket. I don't know. So this thing is just kicking my butt. But anyways, my wife's gonna be texting me soon to come home, I'm sure. So I'm gonna unhook the battery, and then I'm gonna put the stripes on the hood quick. Hopefully I get them done before she texts me. So I got to get something at least accomplished today. That's kind of why I'm doing the stripes. But maybe it is fuel. I might have to eat my words. I'm very honest on here. I don't really care. And that would make me laugh if it's not building the pressure it needs. But when I do turn it over, it doesn't leak. It's only when you touch it. So I don't know. My buddy Storm is here for a while today. I told him I'd give him $500 cash. He got this thing running. He messed with it for a while, kept asking me the questions that I already did. And I was like, dude, I tried everything. So he left. We didn't really figure anything out. And I told him, I was like, it's gotta be a wire somewhere. I'm just gonna do it the old fashioned way, rip the harness out, bring it home, and just kind of go through everything. Well, digging into it, if you guys remember how dirty it is and stuff, it's almost impossible to get the harness out of the car without removing the engine. So the oil pressure sensor is the one I was hung up on. I couldn't get it past the motor mount in the oil cooler. The plug-in's too big, and I don't want to cut the wire. So I said, screw it. I started taking the wiring apart in the car. I'm going to flip the camera and show you guys what I just found. I haven't tried anything yet, but this might be the culprit. As you guys can see, I kind of started doing everything. I'm gonna keep going because I've been finding a lot of weird stuff, but look at this. Intake air temp sensor, which is on the throttle body harness. This is what I found. And yeah, it's not a huge deal, but what if these colors are the wrong way? Maybe that's just enough to make it mad. I don't know, but I'm gonna dig into this some more. None of these wires look cut or anything, so, but like I said, I'm just gonna keep going with the rest because this is the third, these two wires I found, and then remember I found one over here. I think I showed you guys. So this harness has been apart a couple times, but I'm wondering if they didn't put these in the right orientation maybe. I don't know if that, like I said, I don't know if that'd be enough to make the throttle body code or not, but it could make the 5-volt reference mad. So we're gonna switch these around. I'm gonna hook this stuff back up and not turn it over and delete the code and see what happens. I called my buddy that knows way more about electronics than I do about cars, and he said you can wire that either way. So I kept going, and look what I just found. Way over here, gray with white butt connector on here, and then gray with red, another butt connector, and then black tape on one. But when we go to this, gray with white on throttle body. So kind of wondering if this is a bad connection or something. So we're gonna be redoing that, but I have this little bit left. I'm gonna keep going since I keep finding stuff like this in the harness. So maybe we will get lucky and maybe it will just be a harness. But I'm gonna keep pulling this thing and split them from everything, and then I'm gonna thoroughly check the throttle body side of everything. So I'm just keeping you guys updated, but this looks very suspicious, especially since this is a throttle body wire. After yesterday kicking my butt, we know that it is nothing under the hood. Everything under here is eliminated. So now we're going on the inside of the car. We're gonna check underneath the dash. It's gotta be something with the throttle pedal. Has to be. And I was really hoping this stuff was gonna do something, but it didn't. And then as for this long fuel line, a lot of you guys noticed this. I believe this car had a Big Kenny Bell cut. Long fuel line, same as my Super Snake, but it does leak a little bit right here. So I kind of slid this here for now. But I bought an OEM one on eBay. It's in the mail, so it'll have this small crossover tube in the front like it should. And today I'm gonna climb under the dash. I texted a buddy at Ford and he kind of helped me out big time. So shout out to Tom. He kind of told me where to look, and I'm about to look there, and I think what he just told me is gonna fix it. So it's got to, so let's go check it out. Look at this, guys. I don't know how we didn't look in here before, but that looks pretty suspicious going through the firewall. That is not original tape. It could be because they looked where we're about to look, or it could be there was damage before. So we're gonna take that off and see what's behind there. Well, I got the tape off and everything looks fine. So that's kind of a dead end also. These two wires look suspicious, but my Super Snake is the same way. And other than that, everything else looks fine. Under here, there's no cuts or anything or wire hanging down, so that kind of sucks. So, kind of at a loss. Like I said, we're at a loss. Another video, it doesn't run. Obviously, I've tried everything. So, I ordered another ECU. Randomly, one came up on Facebook on the forums the other day for the same year I need, same part number. So, I bought it up. He shipped it today. So next time we're gonna do the same thing. Bring it to Ford, have them put the ECU in. In the meantime, I'm returning this one as defective. I've tried everything. So hopefully the new ECU fixes it, but right now we're still at a loss. I was more detailed in this video of stuff that I've done so you guys know. And it is what it is, guys. But before we end this video, let's actually do something to the car to make a little bit of progress. One thing I didn't tell you guys is I found an ad on Marketplace about free parts for this body style, and it was kind of far away from me anyways, but my brother-in-law, he lived within an hour of there, and he picked it up for me. which it's a lot of random stuff. As you'll see, I'm gonna unload it. But yeah, here's a piece that we bought for the white car already, the GT500. So we didn't need to, but anyways, I'll unload this stuff and show you everything that's in here. I'll show you why I'm so excited for it, just because the piece that we kind of needed, not a lot of people will part out, they usually just throw it away. So let me unload this stuff and I'll show you everything that some random guy in Marketplace gave us for free. Here's the load we got all for free, guys. Let me just kind of go through it. We got the wiper motor, transmission brace, top piece for the trunk and the interior, the brace above the rear end, I believe. I think that is a GPS module or the antenna, I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at it, but got that. We're gonna hang that on the wall. Like I said, we could have used that piece, but we didn't get it in time. We ended up buying one, which I don't think it was that expensive. Piece under the hood, the stickers usually blow off, so it's kind of cool to have. AC control unit, ABS module, intake for GT. The GT500 is missing the actual hold down. It's got the strap but not the hold down, so we might throw the whole tray in there. Not sure yet. We're gonna hang those on the wall also. And then if you guys remember the last video, the sway bar link was bad, so now we got these and they're really nice. Got both of them. And then the car needs wiper blades. I did buy some at Walmart when I was there, but I got conventional ones and the GT500s aren't, so we can take these off and use them. And then here's the piece that I needed that everyone just throws away. It's for the trunk. That car didn't have it for some reason. And then we got the carpet as well. So this is the piece I was really after, but if it's free, dude, I was like, take everything that he wants to get rid of. He was gonna end up throwing it away eventually. So we scored out pretty big. I don't know if this was a V6 car. I think those are the motor mounts. Might have been a GT, but I don't know. I think it had to be a GT if that's on there. But I'm more of a Cobra guy, Shelby guy, so I don't know a lot, but I'm pretty sure that air cleaner and that is for the 4.6. So I'm sure the mounts are as well. So if you guys are local to me and need any of this stuff that I won't be using, the motor mounts, I don't know what these are either. Looks like little mud flaps or something, but reach out. I don't need the air cleaner, stuff like that, but pretty cool. I like when you can get stuff for free off Marketplace. It doesn't happen very often. Like I said, everyone just throws this stuff away when they park cars out. So that was kind of a rare piece I needed. I was kind of stressed out about it because when I sell stuff, I like it to be as nice as I can get it while still making money. So we're gonna get that stuff on there. And I just had to share it. Shout out to my brother-in-law. Thank you very much for picking this stuff up. All right, if you guys watched the first video, you guys know that it was missing the tire inflator. I think I showed that. So when I sell stuff, I plan on selling this now that we got the Super Snake, just so everyone's aware. When I sell stuff, I like them as nice as possible. It's kind of why I painted the whole front end, so now you guys can see how it looks. And I haven't put the grills in yet, just in case I do stripe it. And here's the tire inflator. So it showed up the other day, so we can get this thing in. One last thing off the checklist. And it wasn't too expensive. I think it was like $250 or something. I'd have to look, but once we get the car running, we'll go back through the checklist right there and add everything up. But yeah, now we got to add this in there. And then they are the stripes off eBay, but they're not really the right color. So I don't know if I'm going to use them. They're not metallic-y. So if you look close here, there's like a little bit of metallic in there. These are just a little bit darker blue. So I don't know if I like that. But yeah, let's get this thing in quick. Boom, there's one more thing down. I do have that little foam. If anyone's looking for it, hit me up. I don't have a use for it. So got that in. One less thing down. If only she ran. Now, as for the other piece that I was missing that you guys seen in the first video, was the piece between the taillights, which that piece came free from the parts stuff my brother-in-law got. And honestly, I think they might not have put it back in because he said he installed these subs. I don't think this was a Shaker 1000 car factory. He put them in. And yeah, I think you got to put this in last, and he probably just threw it in this garage. So I'm going to get a wrench, loosen that, and get this panel in. Much better, guys. Now nothing's missing. It all looks good. Now I was right, you do have to loosen that. It's just 2 bolts. So just 2 on the top. Slides right in. I just got to find these clips now. Well, that shouldn't be too hard. Heck yeah. So like I said, guys, I'm going to California today until Tuesday, so over the weekend. And as I'm gone, the computer will be in the mail. So next week, we'll hit this thing off strong. The second I get this thing running, guys, I will post a video. I know a lot of you guys are frustrated because you want to figure it out too, which is great. I've read every comment and I've tried every comment. So I don't care if it sounds stupid, I'll try it. Because, I don't know, I'm just going to the ECU because like I showed you on the wire diagram, it goes straight from the throttle body straight to the ECU. I checked every single wire on the gas pedal and the throttle body, ohm resisted, load tested, and I literally took the loom off and checked physically. So it's got to be the ECU, guys. I know you guys said grounds. I cleaned every ground there is before I even made the first video. So let me know, guys. Like and subscribe. Hit the notifications. We're actually building this channel now. I'm getting a lot of views, which is awesome. So let me know what you guys think. See you guys on the next one.